Yo, we're doing Group B today. I hope you enjoyed the video on Group A. So we got Canada, Switzerland, Bosnia, and Qatar. So it's not the strongest group, but it should be good. So I hope you enjoy.
Okay, Group B. So we got Canada, Bosnia Herzegovina, Qatar, and Switzerland. It's not the strongest group. Their average is about a 43 in ranking compared to the other groups. But there's some underrated teams here. I think people are sleeping on the Swiss team. I think Bosnia is pretty good. Canada, I don't know what to think about them yet, but they're interesting. I'm not really too sold on Qatar, even though they're ranked higher than Bosnia. But it should be an underrated group. Not like Group A, where you got some real quality. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. Let's just start off with Canada. So Canada is host nation. They've got the home field advantage on all three of their games. They got some pretty decent attackers. So you got Jonathan David, who plays for Juventus. He's kind of their main guy. You got Tayon Buchanan. He played for, I believe it was Inter Milan. Now he's at Villarreal in La Liga. And Jason Russell Rowe actually played at Maryland in college, which is not too far from me. So it would be cool to see him get some minutes. Now he plays in Serie A, I think. They also got Ismail Kone in the midfield, who's not bad for Sassuolo. So it's not a bad team. Their manager, let me find him. So the Canadian manager, Jesse March, he coached for Leeds in the Premier League. There's a little bit of beef between him and the U.S. national team. So because he was supposed to be up next for that role when Berhalter left, the coach in the 2022 World Cup. But they didn't give it to him. They gave it to Pochettino, and now he's kind of said some stuff about the U.S. But credit to him, he's gotten the Canadian Football Association back to where it needs to be. And I think their goal this year is just knockout rounds, right? They've got a weak group. 3 of them should go through. I think their goal is qualify. At least for the knockout round. We'll see. You take it one step at a time after that. But that's definitely the goal for Canada. Now for Switzerland, they got higher expectations, right? This is a good squad. They're ranked 19, but they put 3 goals on Germany, lost by 1. They put the belt on Sweden. I think it was 7-1 or something like that. They've got good attackers, experienced midfielders, a good goalkeeper, some stars in the back line. I think you got to watch out for these guys. Just to name a few, I mean, Granit Xhaka, captain, midfielder for Sunderland, plays in the Premier League. He's always there. He can shoot. He can take set pieces. He can do everything, and he's kind of their leader. So keep an eye on him. Manuel Akanji for Inter Milan, played for City. He's getting a little bit older, but he's very physical, fast, good player. Their goalkeeper, I think his name's Gregor Kobel. Yeah. He plays for Dortmund. And then they got these 3 attackers, Okafor, Vargas, and Ndoye. Mbolo's a little less polished, but he's a physical beast. So they're going to be dangerous. I think they get 9 points from this group. They come out on top. They don't lose. That's my prediction. You got a little bit of a Balkan affair with them against Bosnia-Herzegovina, but it's not going to be as heated as when they play Serbia, because if you know your history, Serbia and Switzerland, especially with the number of Albanian, ethnically Albanian players they have, there's a lot of beef there from the wars that happened. So every time Xhaka scores, he hits the Albanian eagle on them, on Serbia. So, but it won't be like that, obviously, because the difference in countries. But still, the Balkan matches are always fun to watch. So that's gonna be, I think, my favorite game for this group. And speaking of Bosnia, so they're a little bit underrated. They Bosnia knocked out Italy of the qualifiers in penalties, so that's hard to do. They can keep up with the big dogs. They got Edin Dzeko. Somehow he's still around. He's like 90. He's up top, captain. A couple of good wingers, a couple good defenders. They're not the strongest squad, but I think they could make some noise. I think they could qualify. They can definitely compete with Canada. I don't know if they compete with Switzerland, but I think their goal is qualify as well. I think Canada, Bosnia, that their expectation should be qualify. Switzerland, they're going to be wanting to win round of 32, round of 16, maybe get into quarterfinals. Qatar, I'm not too thrilled on. They have Lopetegui as their manager, so they'll have a little bit of an advantage there. But it's not, the strongest squad. You got only a couple players valued at above $1 million, and I don't really know many of these names. But they are, to be fair, they are ranked higher than Bosnia. Yeah, I'm not sure they get out of this group, just with the quality on the other squads and how good Switzerland is. But we can see. I mean, take a look at my favorite graphic of all time. Right? If you didn't watch the first video, so this is the ranking of every team in every group. So you can see the range of each group, and as well as how they stack up against the other groups. So you can see this group is pretty even, right? You got two decent teams, two not so great teams. Their average is not great, though. That's the thing. It's one of the weaker groups. So I think this is a chance for these smaller teams like Bosnia. Canada, I wouldn't call a smaller team, but they didn't even score in the World Cup 2022. It was embarrassing. So that's I mean, they got to start there. And they'll have Alphonso Davies back for Bayern Munich. He plays left back for Bayern, but he's more of a winger for Canada. He's their captain, definitely their best player. So they'll need him for sure. He's gonna need to make an impact, because there's a shot that they don't make it out. I think Switzerland beat them. I think Bosnia could beat them. They end up with 4 points or 3 points from a 1 win against Qatar. It might be trouble. We'll have to see with Canada. I don't know if I see them getting far. I certainly don't see them getting past the round of 32. But I do think they can manage to get in close, but I think they can manage to get in the knockout round. They also have the the home field advantage. They've gotten some decent results. I don't mind seeing Canada. So Group A, we had Mexico, Korea, Czechia, South Africa. I think Switzerland sweep this group. That's my first prediction. I think Bosnia gets second. Let's look. So 2026, tying Iceland is not good. You know who tied Iceland? Haiti. So either that means that Haiti's a lot stronger than you think, or Canada's a lot weaker than you think. I would like to say Haiti's stronger, because those are my boys. But all right, so 2025, they beat Venezuela. They tie Colombia. That's a decent result. Tying Ecuador is a decent result, and these are pretty late, so pretty recently. Australia, you shouldn't be losing that. Wales, decent win. Ivory Coast is making some noise. They just beat South Korea. So it's kind of 50-50. But, the other results, Bosnia is beating Wales too. Bosnia is beating Italy. They can run around with the big boys. Austria, that's a good result. Austria's a good team. They're beating Romania just like Canada. I think that Bosnia is a little bit underrated in terms of ranking. But I mean, you just look at it, like they've got experience. Kolasinac played at Arsenal. Dzeko has been around forever. He'll be good. Played for City, played for Roma. Good teams. This young guy, where's he at? Bajraktarevic. I've been seeing him for PSV. He's a tricky little winger. Demirovic for Stuttgart in the Bundesliga. I like this Bosnia team. I think they're very underrated. On paper, to me, Bosnia would beat Canada at a neutral ground. But unfortunately, all of Canada's games are also in Canada. So with that, I'm going to go, I think I have to go Canada too. But I think this is close. This is a toss-up. For me. It's a little bit like 2 and 3 in Group A, where I could see it going either way. This is a toss-up for me. But I do think regardless, Bosnia qualifies for the knockout round. I think they got the experience, and they've got they've proven that they can play with good teams. Italy, Wales is a good team, and they can do it when it matters most, right? You saw the 2 results: Wales, Italy, both penalties, both back against the wall. Can you go to the World Cup? They can do it. So, I've got some faith in this Bosnia team. Yeah, so I think this is my Group B. Switzerland 1, Canada 2, Bosnia 3. Qatar 4. I'd like, you always want to see the underdogs do well, but I'm not sure they go too far against Canada or Bosnia Herzegovina, but they're just not a very strong squad. That's Group B for me. I appreciate you if you watched. We're going to be talking about Group C as well. That's my boys from Haiti. Some of the games I'm going to. I'm very excited about that group. That is a strong group. If it wasn't for what's it called? This France group. If it wasn't for this France group, Group C would be my group of death. But yeah, I appreciate you tuning in. Just keep an eye out for the next one.